Ladies and gentlemen, we are not in Kansas anymore. Welcome back to the Nashville Stars series. I am your host, Various Vitamins, and a lot has changed since the expansion draft back in December. Um, we have a full roster. We actually have a full minor league system now. Um, Signed a preposterous amount of players in free agency. We were able to also sign some international free agents, headlined by Juan Cornell, who, if I'm being honest, I don't believe will reach this potential, but with this bat and a 60 outfield range, he could be a pretty important player for us in about, I'd say, 5 years at the earliest. But, we'll monitor him closely. Um, let's see. Where should we start? All right, well, we'll start on the bump. Um, so our top free agent pickup this offseason was Frankie Montes. Certainly not as quality a player over the last 2 years, primarily due to injury. I mean, when the Yankees acquired him, I think they knew about his injury history, but I don't think they knew exactly how injured he was. Um, and so, obviously, as you can see here, through an inning and a third against Kansas City at the end of the season, did just fine. Um, but here he's looking like a real, damn close to an ace. And we got him on a 2 year, $22 million contract. Certainly some incentive. Um, so, yeah, that was our big free agent pickup. Uh, the rest of our rotation is a little bit less appealing, although we did get Tyler Glasnow in a trade, kind of through a salary dump. He's making 25 million this season. In real life, last year he was coming back from Tommy John. So last year or 2 years ago, right after the Tommy John, he signed a 2 year, $30 million deal, but 25 million of that is coming this upcoming season. Um, and so we traded Mike Talkman, who we selected in the expansion draft. I like Talkman. I like his range. Um, Although it's a little bit lower here than probably what it is in real life. Didn't know he was a Bradley guy, but he was out of options. We had a lot of outfielders, and I just didn't know if he was going to make the roster. And we had some extra salary that we could dump on a player. I figured why not get a guy like Glass now, despite I would argue in real life his stuff is probably a 70 or an 80. However, I understand in this game he's coming back from injury. He just got hurt again. Hopefully, it's nothing significant, although the fact that it's an elbow strain, despite it only being a 1 day injury, is a little bit concerning. We have Aaron Ashby coming back from injury last season, missed the majority of 2023, and even when he did come back, he was rehabbing. So excited for what he can do. Obviously, he was left available in the expansion draft as they signed him to a long deal. I don't, we went into him on the last video. Dane Dunning, nothing special, but that 70 stamina, he's going to be as foolish baseball or Bailey would call him, a Chad innings eater, much like, hopefully not as bad as Jordan Lyles. Why is he angry? Okay. What did you, oh, he had a bad spring. Okay. He had an awful, geez. Okay. Something to monitor. Spring stats don't always mean very much when it comes to the regular season. And we also got Michael King. We're converting him to a starter. The Yankees are in the process of doing this in real life. He was real successful down the stretch last year. as a starter. Um, really good year for the Yanks. So very excited to snatch him up. Otherwise, he okay. See, him being angry for performance doesn't make sense to me, but that's neither here nor there. The bullpen's going to be the bread and butter of the team. Pete Fairbanks, first pick of the draft. You know, no need to spend more time on him. Garrett Clevenger, I believe he was one of the picks that we talked about. But now getting Montes and Glass now, I figured this guy might be a starter. Also, his stamina went down. I believe it was about 40 or 35. Last video, it went down to 30. 35 is basically the end point for being a valuable starter. Although he also did not have a fantastic spring, but that 80 stuff, he's going to strike out a bunch of guys. Um, just hoping that control maybe could tick up a little bit, and I think he's going to be a good reliever. We got Michael Odinez in the Rule 5 draft, who selected quite a few Rule 5 draft guys, traded some of them. But he's an interesting arm. Adrian Morahone, he could be something. He could potentially even start for us if we get into a pinch. But decent prospect. In years prior, he was a young arm when he came up first for San Diego. We're gonna monitor him. Alexis Diaz, probably worse in this game than in real life, had at least a fantastic first half last year. Excited to get him in the expansion draft with his 70 stuff, 60 movement. Jojo Romero, you know, just a lefty. And Brian Abreu also probably, although he might be a stud for us, but he's been really, really good the last 2 years. Very underrated part of Houston's, um, World Series and obviously the ALCS run. Although he, luckily in real life, I don't know if that suspension will carry over into this game that he got for hitting Adolis Garcia in the ALCS. Let's go to the lineups. Let's just go to another free agent acquisition. We signed Harrison Bader. We have some money. 5-year deal worth just under $40 million. For a guy, there's not many people with 75 outfield range. I mean, this is a top tier Gold Glove center fielder year after year. I told you in the first video, a significant part of our philosophy, at least early on, is going to have to be defense focused, as that's kind of the I wouldn't use it as extreme as Moneyball, but it's a way to extract value from players that isn't necessarily being looked at in the free agent market. Obviously, offense is more valuable than defense. However, we got to kind of play in the margins a little bit as an expansion team and try to extract value from guys that maybe other teams might not value as highly. So getting him was significant. Also, Jose Siri, another 75. You're not going to have many systems with 275 outfield range guys in the same system. So very excited about having those guys. Also, Nick Ahmed, 70 range shortstop. He's not going to hit for us. We're not expecting him to. If he can, be one of the better defensive shortstops in baseball, he's going to be fantastic. I'm just going to sort it by overall. We acquired Austin Hayes in a trade, which I was pretty excited about. Another, I guess somewhat salary dump for Baltimore, or just, a matter of them having so many guys in their system coming up. Like Heston Kjerstad, Colton Cowser, a lot of those guys are coming up. So probably just to make some room. We traded a Rule 5 draft pick who I didn't think was going to be making our big league club. Kyle Dowdy, 31 years old. He could provide some relief depth. I don't totally understand why they wanted him. Um, Although Baltimore is turning into one of those systems like Houston, where it's kind of like the rich get richer. They and much like Tampa, they'll get these fringe guys and turn them into quality big league arms. So we'll monitor Kyle Dowdy, but yeah, probably just get some salary off the books, get some of these young guys some chances, and they're maintaining 50% of his deal, but he's under club control for roughly the next 3 years. Although his arbitration estimates are going to go up quite significantly, especially if he's hitting around 300, as this contact would indicate. Yeah, Brian McMahon, got him. He's obviously on a more expensive contract. We selected Eugenio Suarez in the expansion draft. I believe we're eating we're eating pretty much all of his salary in 2024. Um, but this was because we have money this year. And if you could see in his contract status, Colorado's maintaining 85%. So in these years, we're essentially paying him 1.5, 2.4, 2.4, something like that. And I was, to get a guy that cheap for the next 4 years who's at least going to be a good glove and at least going to be around a league average bat, probably a little bit better. Yeah, I'm signing up for that. I'll eat $11 million of Eugenio Suarez. And then Penn Murphy. He'll be a good arm. Uh, Probably not in cores, so, but, I am not the Colorado Rockies GM, so happy about that. Wilyer Abreu is a Rule 5 draft pick. Do I really would I like him to start off in AAA? Yeah, but Rule 5 pick, so we're gonna keep him. I think he has some value. At least get on base, and decent outfield glove. Anybody else interesting? Edmundo Sosa, he's a glove, maybe just below league average hitter. Mike Yastrzemski we acquired. He's making some money, but got him for nothing. Sorry to Luis Acevedo, but in terms of this game, nothing. Probably a fantastic pitcher in real life, obviously. Um, just like I said, we have money, and I still think after getting Glass now, I think we're starting to get up there in terms of overall salary. But yeah, I mean, I'll stop quickly on player development. We have the 20. Yeah, this guy's going to be a guy for us. Dio. His scouting went down, unfortunately. That is actually immensely concerning. Was I dealing with him on OSA? What a shame. All right. Well, I mean, look, he still looks like he's going to be a pretty good ball player. Yasuo Dio, we got him from Japan. 22 years old. Signed him out of there. And we gave him a significant contract extension, although it's more, the Ozzy Albies sense. Probably even a little bit better than for us than Albies' contract. But he's also, there's some risk on our end. If he doesn't turn into anything, if this contract stays at a 45, we essentially threw away $36 million. Obviously, amortized over the next 10 years, which is, fine. But yeah, so hopefully he's our guy. He's our only top 100 prospect. I showed you Cornell already. We acquired Addison Barger, who I think is going to be not only a significant part of the season, but a guy who hopefully, if he could play up to his potential, will be a significant part of our future. We just got him off waivers. Don't know why Toronto waived him. Could have been a 40-man crunch. They do have some infielders. He's not a terrific infielder, but if this 65-60, if this contact plays up to what my scout thinks he could be, he's going to be a part of our future. Juan Pohl was an international signing. I believe he was like a 2030. Yeah, now he's a 2050. So very happy about that. Saw the good pitch mix, and I figured why not give him a contract, even at 2030. We signed a lot of um, international free agents. We kind of went for the more quantity over quality, hoping that a bunch of them, obviously it makes sense to do this as an expansion team because we don't have anybody in our system, or we didn't have anyone in our system, and so we kind of need to stockpile as many guys as we can. Francis Ochoa, not typically the type of player I'd like to go after, but really good, personality. No defensive value whatsoever, but he could be a solid bat. Although I don't love this coming from a first baseman, you kind of want to have like one major aspect of your bat, and he could have above average power, but he might be a trade chip down the line. Uh, MJ Metz, this was the guy who tore his ACL and hit nukes for Duke. Good to have him in the system. It's another minor league signing from Japan. Goichi Kusamoto, 70 outfield range. Love that. And yeah, I mean, that's about it. Blake Hunt, I'll try not to say that too quickly in the future. Catcher ability, 65. Not going to hit for us, but probably could be good for our pitching staff. And I don't know why they moved. Oh, his scouting went really. Oh, damn. All right, I still don't think he should be in single A. He should probably be in double A. He was maybe going to make our big league club, but yeah, he had an awful spring. So, anyways, yeah, that will take care of Jake McMurray. No, nobody. As you can see, our salaries obviously retain most of Suarez. Kyle Farmer, he might be a trade chip. I might try to trade him actually, making that much. Um, yeah, anyone I didn't get to, obviously, David VR, I think is going to be a big part of our lineup. No defensive value, probably going to play some third base though. And I don't know if I showed you guys this, but our ballpark is going to be. Let me get to ballpark. Maybe team settings. What am I doing? Where's ballpark? Ballpark. Organization. Info. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so it's not as much as I would have thought. So our left field is going to be significantly shorter than right field. It's going to be harder for lefties to hit home runs, obviously. Uh, you know, park factor of 82. So essentially, what this means is eight left-handed hitters are 18% less likely to hit home runs than in a neutral ballpark, and right-handed hitters are 6% more likely to hit home runs than in the average ballpark. Although I figured this might be up a little bit, but the overall park factor actually somehow favors left-handed hitters. I think just due to the doubles and triples. Um, yeah, so we're about a league average park, but righties are going to hit more bombs. Lefties are going to hit more doubles and triples. So if I go about my philosophy correctly, we should try to be stacking maybe faster left-handed bats with good gap power, and maybe stronger right-handed bats who are able to hit the ball out of the ballpark, but maybe don't hit as many doubles, just to kind of play into our park factors a little bit better. Just something to think about, obviously. But yeah, we're getting into our first game of the season, and we'll sim through that shortly. Welcome back, everybody. We're here with the opening day lineups for the first ever game of the Nashville Stars. We have a bit of a tall task today. We're going up against Jacob deGrom, back from his injury, and the Texas Rangers, our reigning World Series champions. Starting lineup, batting leadoff in left field, Austin Hayes, Ryan McMahon in the 2 slot, Mike Yastrzemski batting third,
David VR playing first base, despite him being a third baseman. We're going to try him out over there. Get a little bit better defensively from McMahon. Then we have Wilyer Abreu, the Rule 5 pick. Batting sixth in center field, Harrison Bader, Edmundo Sosa, Nick Ahmed, and Blake Hunt batting ninth. We have Frankie Montas on the mound. And yeah, the Rangers acquired Cody Bellinger this offseason, so they're going to be even better. You know, just want to put up a respectable fight this game against arguably the best pitcher in the majors and a ridiculous lineup. So as long as we could put up a fight, I would be happy with that. And let's get this thing started. All right, we're just gonna play out the at bat. This is not the first home game for Nashville. This is in Texas. Big crowd, I assume. And Austin Hayes gets the first hit in franchise history. There we go. Alrighty. Ryan McMahon. We're just going to play out this. Oh! He got picked off. Well, not an incredible start. We're just going to play out this first inning. Okay. Strikeout. And another strikeout. All right. Not expecting much. I'm going to just see how Montas does in his first outing in Nashville. Ball 4 to Bellinger. Ball 4 to Seager. Okay. 1 out. There we go. Now we got DJ Stewart batting cleanup. Interesting. Bochy knows what he's doing, though, clearly. Gets RBI double. Or I guess RBI single advanced on the throw from Bader. All right, we're down 1-0. And this is more like Montas' outings in New York prior to the injury in 2022. Not amazing. All right, so we're going to be down 2-0. Let's advance to the 5th inning. And all right, so we scored a run. We're down 2-1. Scored 1 in the 3rd. Let's see what we got going on here. Blake Hunt with a solo shot off of DeGrom. Okay. The most unlikely person to probably get a hit off of DeGrom, but hey, that's out of the park baseball for you. Jacob DeGrom, 8 Ks, 4 innings. Montas, 3 walks, 2 Ks. All right, let's play this half inning. And we were held to 0 as expected. Montas also doing his thing, though. Love to see that. I'm just going to play this at bat, and if it doesn't go well, I'm just going to beat it out. Hey, nope, he's slow. There we go. Okay. Unable to. Okay, so Montas is at 81 pitches. I'm probably going to take him out here soon. But let's just see if he could get through the middle of this order. DJ Stewart, probably a better rating here than in real life. Okay, Montas allows his 4th walk. And Adolis Garcia looks like he's going to have himself an extra base hit. Oh, and Stewart scored. Alrighty, so yeah, we're going to go to the pen. Probably going to go to, yeah, I'll go to Morejon. And we'll go from there. Okay, going up against Nathaniel. And stolen base for Garcia. Okay, that was a big strikeout. And Marcus Semien against the lefty. And that should do it so long as VR. Okay, great. Going to the top of the 7th. DeGrom is still cooking. Surprising they're letting him go 99 pitches in his first outing back from another Tommy John. But yeah, he's doing it. He's got 12 Ks. Let's see. He might get his 13th here. Yep, he gets his 13th strikeout. And yeah, I'm sure they're singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." Let's see Morahone against Willie Calhoun here. Okay, strike three. Okay, we got Heim. Okay, if we could get through Heim, we got two lefties. Great. I know it's Bellinger, and okay, that's got to be a foul ball, but I don't. Okay, yeah, that was an interesting. Great, they gave us an out. DeGrom is still. What is Bochy doing here? The guy just wants DeGrom to burn out, I guess. He's like, yeah, we won it last year without him. I guess, yeah, we'll just burn him out game one. All right, top of the eighth. I mean, we got nobody on. If we had somebody on, I'd probably pinch hit for Ahmed, but we'll keep him at short. Eh, I am gonna pinch hit for Blake Hunt with his offensive counterpart, Matt Thaiss. And he gets on. There we go. Oh boy, Matty. Here we go. Austin Hayes against a lefty. That looks like it's going to be a fly out. And it is. All right, we're going to the bottom of the eighth. Yep, we got to put Matty Ice in at catcher. Now, I think I'm gonna bring in Diaz. Alrighty. Looks like a base hit. Yep. Okay. Now for DJ Stewart, ball four. This might not have been a great decision. Strike three. Okay. Now, do we bring in Clevenger or Jojo Romero just to get? Yeah, I'm not taking a chance. We're gonna have to be quite Raisian, Tampa Bay Raisian, in order to win as an expansion team, and it pays off. Okay. Okay. Top of the ninth. This is our last chance. They bring in Tanner Scott, the lefty. Do we want to use a pinch hitter here? Not as great against lefties, but what are we looking at? Career numbers, splits versus left. All right, 87, 108. It's yeah, I mean, okay. You know what? We're gonna pinch hit Kyle Farmer. We're just gonna, yeah, we're gonna do it, and we'll put him at third just so I'll have to do that later. Okay, Kyle Farmer and the 0-2. Oh nope, fly out. All right, well, oh, we could have just, yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna empty the bench. There we go. We're down two. We need to come back. Jose Siri. And that looks like it's in the gap. Okay, there we go. Have some life. David VR. Okay, that run means nothing, so we're not going to steal here. And that's a walk. All right. There we go. We got Wilyer Abreu. I mean, I can't imagine he's fantastic against lefties, but we might just have to. Do they show minor league splits? I don't think so. I mean, we went into Texas. How did Texas got Shane Bieber too? My goodness, they're going for it back to back. Junior. I mean, I just don't love. I don't. We're just sticking with Wilyer. Yeah, one out. Just don't ground into a double. Okay, it's better than a double play. Now we got Bader with 2 men on, 2 out. Too risky for a double steal. We just need guys. I mean, the 2-2. I think that was off. Alrighty, so the Nashville Stars will not get their first win in Game 1 against the defending World Series champion. I mean, look, I'm content. I think the bullpen did its job. Montes don't love walking four guys in 5 1/3, 5 Ks. Not a horrible outing, but look at DeGrom on the other side, 7 2/3, 13 Ks. That's what you get this guy for. The 70 stamina is a bit much in my opinion, but guys evolve. In this world, perhaps he took the off season, rehabbed correctly, and maybe he came back as a better version of himself. Happy with Garrett Clevenger getting low in that situation, and I know we didn't see it, but shout out to Blake Hunt, the defensive specialist, getting his first major league jack and providing the only offense we saw today. And Austin Hayes doing Austin Hayes things at the top of the lineup. Jose Siri. So some stuff to build on. I don't think this is a 50 or 60 win ball club. I think, we're going to hover around 500, maybe just shy of 500. But look, I want to get this thing off the ground. And so we're going to do whatever we can to be a competitive team this year. And if there's any way we could make a playoff push when the time comes around July, the trade deadline, I'm going to do everything in my power to make that possible. So we'll end this video here. Thank you guys for watching. If there's anything else that you feel you'd like to see in upcoming videos, please leave your recommendations in the comments, and looking to get our first win in the next video with the Nashville Stars. Real quickly before we end, let's just see how the Portland Evergreens did in their Game 1. Portland Evergreens. They should be in the North. Oh, they won. Okay. So our expansion mates won. Austin Slater, Jonathan Aranda. They won 5-4. Let's look at that game log real quick. Oh, no. I just want the okay, there we go. Extra innings. Great. Good for those guys. Chris Sales on the Phillies. Interesting. Okay, Clark Schmidt. Great job. And fantastic. Okay. Well, we are behind our expansion counterparts here, and we got our work cut out for us. We at least got to be the better expansion team. So we got to do what we got to do. Alrighty. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next week with a new video. Alrighty. Take care.